Hello gentlemen of the landing craft veterans and 250 troop sites. Well, what a cracking reunion was had by all in Spain last weekend. I know you're all anticipating the comedy videos to appear, but before I do that, I thought that it would be appropriate to firstly show you the address given by the Royal Marine Association Operations Manager Richie Puttock at the Landing Craft Reunion Regimental dinner held in the Asturias bar Torrevieja on Saturday, 7th of September 2013. His profile of our Corps is both succinct and eloquent.
I think it would be remiss of me if I didn't lead you all in thanks to Dave and Ellen and the staff here for a great meal and so far a great night. I'd also like to thank you for allowing Liquor and I to be among you as a non-LC rating. I am kind of amongst the enemy, but hopefully amongst friends as well. I have been in some strange situations with LC ratings in the past, from baby carries to positions I can't possibly talk about in female company, but there you go. The thrust of what I'd like to say to you about the RMA is the dichotomy between perception. What? It's a big word. And
write it down.
And reality.
Google it.
Because the perception of the RMA is just a bunch of old blokes that get together once a month in an innocent hut somewhere and talk about war stories. And I know that that's the perception. But I want to talk to you now about the reality of what the RMA is. We stand at just under 10,000 members strong around the world. We organise events. Every year we help to organise the Mountbatten Festival of Music, the annual 2-week fundraising jamboree, the Grass Band Parade, the National Memorial Arboretum, Darrell's Day, the Blackpool Yomp, Speen Bridge, the Thomas Peck Hunter Parade, Armed Forces Day, the reunion, and of course the Corps birthday. When it comes to welfare, last year we answered over 650 cases and granted £175,000 in welfare and financial assistance, harmonising that money with the Royal British Legion, SAFA, Combat Stress, Talking to Minds, Blesma, and the Not Forgotten Association, to mention just a few. No military charity at the moment can take the singular hit that is required to help everybody that needs help. So we mingle our money very much with other military charities. And then we get really crunchy. We talk about the support to the Corps family. Over the last 3 years that I've been involved more and more with the RMA, you, the members of the RMA, have raised very nearly £400,000 that has gone to the serving Corps, the retired Corps, and to the cadets, for all avenues of the Corps family. We supply mentors to every single recruit troop that goes through training. Mainly from the Exeter and Exmouth branches, those mentors join up with the recruit troops on day one, and they provide another line of advice and support. And it's not all sweeties and cuddles. I have seen mentors clip recruits around the ear for being puffs and send them on their way with a swift kick up the arse. Things that their training teams never find out about. However, the training teams are very grateful for the baking banjos and other things that come their way. When they come in from patrol at 3 in the morning, and one of the mentors couldn't sleep, decided to get up and come and cook the boys breakfast. It's a fantastic organisation, and it works very well. It's been one of our very solemn but proud duties to pay for the families of the Royal Marines who have fallen on operational duty to come to the homecoming and medal parades. It's the RMA that pays for those families to go to the hotels for 3 or 4 days. We put a ring around them to make sure the media can't get near them unless they choose it to be that way, and we look after them for their time that they are with the units, and they are eternally grateful for that, and it is our very proud duty to provide that service, and I hope very much that we don't have to do that any longer.
Yeah.
The repatriation teams. The repatriation team that goes up, not to Royal Wootton Bassett, but to all of the other checkpoints along the route back to the hospital in Oxford, has attended over 300 repatriations, including all 72 repatriations of the Royal Marines that have been lost since the liberation of Iraq. Trim for vets is something that we are introducing to the RMA. I don't know whether you're aware, but within the serving corps now, everyone corporal and above is either trained in trim, trauma risk management, or if you're a senior and above, you are a trauma risk practitioner. So that after a contact, after a traumatic event, you immediately trim your boys. Yeah. We have now introduced that into the veteran community, so that our veterans can not only recognise that amongst one another, but we can also help those leaving the service transition into civilian life more easily, because of the things that they've seen and done. Yeah. It's a service that I hope will be rolled out across the veterans, and we will hopefully have 100 of them by the middle of next year. Yeah. We have also introduced business advisory services, will writing services and financial services across the RMA for the serving corps, for the retired corps, for their wives and girlfriends, to try and add value to everything that the RMA is and everything that the RMA does. We move to next year for 350, the Corps' 350th anniversary since its formation. We will have the Mountbatten Festival of Music, we will have the Grass Band Parade. The Grass Band Parade will not be back at RMA London. We are looking at the Billingsgate Fish Market, which can hold 2,500 people in very, very luxurious surroundings. There will be Beat Retreat between the 3rd and the 5th of June. On the 25th of July, the Corps family will come together in London and exercise their right to march through the City of London with drums beating and bayonets fixed. There will be a contingent of 96 veterans from the Royal Marines Association as part of that parade. There will also be 7 functions that night throughout the City of London for the entire Corps family. There will be the reunion next year, which will be a very big party. I know, I'm planning it. There will be lots of jelly and lots of ice cream, and maybe the odd beer or two. So I hope that you can see the perception is very different from the reality of what people think the RMA is to what it really is. Membership's open to everyone that has an association with the Corps, and I hope that as we head into next year, you will do your best to try and coerce, torture, drag along people to be members of the RMA, because it's the members that make the difference. I have just a couple of things to finish. I have the utmost love, respect and admiration for the wives, the girlfriends and the partners of Royal Marines that are here and throughout the world, because it's not an easy thing to watch your man disappear for months on end, sometimes knowing that he'll be back, but other times never knowing whether he'll be back. You are the rock, you are the foundation behind every single decent bootneck in the world, and I thank you for your love, your commitment. My last statement is selfish. My last statement goes to those who have had the honour to wear the global honour. It's been my surrogate family for a quarter of a century in 2 days. It's been my mother and my father, and it's been my life's honour to have been one of its sons. I have walked amongst legends and giants in my time in the Corps, as I know you all have. Men united by a common bond of pride and of the love of their Corps. You will never stop being Royal Marines, and I genuinely love you for that, because when you're good enough, quite simply, you're just good enough. God bless you all, and God bless the Royal Marines.